There are only two instances in which a woman would ever hypothetically hit the wall, and I say hypothetically because women don't hit the wall.
Oh, darling, I do admire your wishful thinking, but the reality is women do hit the wall and hit it hard.
Okay? That is a concept invented by men that is projected onto women.
No, not really. In reality, it's a concept invented by evolution and biology. But continue on.
But women don't hit the wall. But if they were to hit the wall, hypothetically speaking, the only two times they would ever hit the wall would be, one, if they're literally dead, and two, if they decide to stop taking care of themselves.
Well, yeah, I got to agree with you on the obvious one. If you're dead, you most certainly have hit the wall. I mean, why you're even bringing that up in the argument really doesn't make that much sense. But as to the second thing you said, which is a woman can let herself go and then indeed hit the wall, there may be some truth to that, but not in the way you think. We'll get to that in a moment. Let's hear what else you have to say.
And I'm not talking about just taking care of your physical appearance, because that is what a lot of women focus all their attention on.
You think? And let's be honest, the reason they do that is because they're worried about being judged by other women, not men.
You as a woman are able to take care of your physical appearance, your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health. You're in tune with yourself. You don't neglect yourself. You don't neglect your needs. You have a community of people who support you and understand you. You're never, ever gonna hit the wall.
Tell me you don't know what it means to hit the wall without telling me. Yeah, I know that's a tired old phrase, but this is the epitome of not understanding what men mean when they say a woman has hit the wall. Because all those things she mentioned, while valuable traits, I'll agree, are things that women value, not so much men. She literally has absolutely no understanding of how men think and feel, like most of today's modern women. They can't get out of their own space. They view everything through the prism of how women think. The reality that men think completely different from women is something that they will not accept. They deny it even exists. And anything that's outside that norm, they simply disregard, ignore, or decide that it's wrong. She's actually utterly clueless about it. And I'll explain why in just a bit.
The reason why men love saying you're gonna hit the wall is because they're scared of hitting the wall.
Oh, honey, I hate to break it to you, but no, they're not. Men don't hit the wall. Women do.
They're scared of being old and alone, and they want you to hurry up and settle for them so that they're not old and alone. So it's projection.
Oh, it's projection, all right. But it's you and most of today's modern women that are doing the projecting. You all want to believe that men are scared of being alone when they get older, when the reality is it's women who are scared. And interestingly, they're starting to admit it. You're seeing more and more videos from older women admitting that they're afraid they're going to end up alone, that they're not going to have a man in their life. Not now, not ever. And the reality of the matter is, women know that to be a truth. They know that they're going to end up alone because men do indeed have options. They can choose to be alone. And for the most part, they're okay with that. In fact, many of them are finding that they're thriving that way. Oh, sure, we'd love to have a happy, healthy relationship, but the odds of finding one of them, not just when you're older, but at any point for today's men, is damn near zero at this point. And women are seeing that, which is why they are the ones that are, in fact, scared, which is why they project those feelings, those beliefs onto men, like you just did.
Not to mention, it's completely untrue that nobody's going to want you as you get older, as long as you as a woman continue taking good care of yourself.
Oh, I truly feel sorry for this young lady, because the reality is she's already hit the wall. She just doesn't know it yet. Or maybe she does, which is why she's coming up with all these things to avoid facing that reality.
Because the amount of men who want you actually increases.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh at her. I really don't. But if she thinks that's the reality, boy, is she in for a rude awakening.
That's why I said, you're not going to hit the wall as a woman unless you're literally dead or you decide to stop taking care of yourself. Because if you're not going to stop taking care of yourself, men are constantly going to want you.
Denial isn't just a river in Egypt for today's modern women, is it?
Even if you're married with kids, divorced, widowed, whatever, they're going to want you. That is a fact.
Oh, honey, just because you think it's a fact doesn't make it a fact. Maybe you should go talk to some of those single mothers who are sitting home alone every single Saturday night because men don't want them.
So stop letting these red pill men scare you with this hitting the wall phrase that they love to use, because we all know it's just a projection of how scared they are of being old and alone.
Or, and I mean no ill will here, maybe stop listening to young 20-year-old women who think they know it all and are running around telling other women how it is, when in reality, they have no idea what they're talking about. They just simply spew wishful thinking and projections and whatever it takes to help them avoid the reality that men are done and walking away, especially from older women. The fact that you think men are actually scared is laughable. And it shows us once again that you don't understand men. You're projecting your emotions onto them. Because I'm willing to bet you've never actually talked to a man, especially an older man. And even if you did, you'll do what most of the women that are watching this video are going to do. Declare that everything I'm saying is wrong. Because you think in your minds, you know better how men think and feel than men do. It's a universal trait of today's modern women. And it's why they're so utterly clueless. Because here's the other reality for men that you ladies don't like. Especially because you know it's true. Men can date younger. And in reality, biologically speaking, women opt for older men. So it's very easy for men to date younger. I mean, why date some 50 or 60-year-old woman when there's plenty of 30 and 40-year-olds more than willing to date an older man? I'm not saying that to brag. I'm not saying that to put women down. I'm simply saying that's a biological and evolutionary fact.
It's just funny to me the way these men think that their attention determines our value.
You know, I actually feel sorry for her and most of the younger women from today. Because what she's espousing is the very toxicity and mindset that is driving men away. It is that very toxicity that indeed makes up the wall that women hit. Yes, there are other factors. Yes, there are biological ones like not being able to reproduce eventually. But men in general are willing to overlook all of those things for the right woman, the non-toxic woman. But the reality is, the thing that's really driving it is that most of today's modern women have been indoctrinated with that toxicity literally from birth. The thing that really makes a woman hit the wall is this mindset, which is why I argue that it doesn't matter if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, or 70. A woman can hit the wall at any age, and usually does when she starts displaying this toxicity.
When in reality, most of us don't want their attention, and also they don't look like people that we want attention from.
And they say they don't judge people by how they look.
So it's just a little conflicting to me when I hear things like hitting the wall, because I'm like, when would that ever be a thing for any woman? Unless she was literally dead or stopped taking care of herself.
And again, I have to say, I truly feel sorry for this young lady. Because I can tell already she's going to end up alone and blaming men for that reality. When in fact, it's her attitude, her toxicity that's on full display, which is the reason why no man is ever going to want to be in a relationship with her. Because it is her toxicity, narcissism, and refusal to take accountability that is going to drive every man she ever could possibly meet away. Oh, sure, they may hook up with her, but be in a relationship? Not a chance. The minute they see that toxicity, they're going to walk away. No, make that run away. And I think it's a shame that older women don't sit her down and have a discussion with her. Explain to her that her mindset is indeed going to turn men away. The problem being, of course, unfortunately, most of today's modern women think exactly like her, which is why they in turn are alone and bitter. The wall comes, ladies, whether you like it or not. And while yes, appearance and ability to reproduce is part of it, the truth of the matter is, as I've said, it's more about your attitude than anything else. You can deny it exists. You can find excuses for why it shouldn't exist. But it does indeed exist. And it's a reality you all need to face. Sadly, I doubt hardly any will.